wants to get on Luka for the turnovers. Look what the guy had to carry. Look what he had to do. Without him, they lose by 30. Without him and Maxey. And there was a little bit of a debate last night on Luka hogging it versus Luka having no help. And there was an interesting tweet put out from one of the Tolos, and it's a picture of LeBron saying no help. LeBron won this series in Cleveland with no other players averaging more than 11.5 points. That hasn't happened in 30 years since Michael Jordan. And, throughout the entire season, and I didn't allow the end of the year to change my mind and the great record they had after the All-Star break, I've just said the Mavs are not a true championship contender because they don't have a good enough roster. They have a bunch of try-hard guys. Jalen Brunson exploded, which no one expected, and that's been the criticism of Mark Cuban, getting more help around your superstar. And then last night, they started to trickle in a little bit. This roster is a bunch of so-sos. Luka doesn't have enough help. So I kind of wanted to look at the rosters that had the least help around their superstars compared to what Luka is going into battle with against Phoenix and see whether it's a legit comparison in terms of the lack of support.
Yeah, it is fair in a sense. Although this Mavs team is better
than
the 07 Cavaliers.
07 Cavaliers did what, just to reset it?
They went to the NBA Finals. Now, granted, that was an awful Eastern Conference. Like, Utah would have gone to the to the NBA Finals if they played this Utah team. Mm-hmm. Had they played then. They beat the 07 Nets, which had an aging Jason Kidd as their only player. Then they beat they also beat the Wizards 4-0. Who they had? They have
Was
Gilbert.
That Arenas?
Yeah. And then
maybe Caron Butler maybe on those teams.
And then Detroit. Now, the Detroit one wasn't bad. That was a couple years removed from their NBA title. And then they lose 4-0 to the Nets. To the Spurs. But here is their roster. Who is the second leading points per game scorer on this team?
Ilgauskas?
It was not Ilgauskas.
Okay. Larry Hughes?
Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes averaged how many points per game?
He averaged 16?
Close, 15.
15.
Number 3.
Big Z.
No. Drew Gooden.
Oh, my God.
11 points a night. The next one, number 4.
Just give it.
Ilgauskas. Now, he was at 12. I don't know why they have it all discombobulated here. And then number 5 was Sasha Pavlovich.
Pavlovich?
Yeah.
Not Vucevic, Pavlovich.
Nope, at 9 a night.
Okay, so give me the leading scores, including LeBron, like the top 4 again.
LeBron, 27.
LeBron, 27. I'm going to compare this to the Mavericks roster right now. Luka's 28, so wash.
Okay. Larry Hughes.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Brunson was 16. Even.
Ilgauskas, 12.
Dinwiddie, 16. Advantage Mavs.
Gooden, 11.
Finney Smith, 11.
And then Sasha Pavlovich, 9.
Dwight Powell, 9.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the Mavs have one edge with Dinwiddie.
Yes, one edge with Dinwiddie. And that's this is a bad team. The Cavs were a bad team.
And look at this in the West. The Mavericks are the 4th seed in the West and won a playoff series.
Right. This is a completely different animal. The Mavs are going up against real competition.
But points per game,
they're pretty much a wash.
They're pretty much a wash.
Yeah. Now this Cavs team this year, they averaged 97 a night, which was 19th in the NBA. They allowed 93 a night, which was 5th. So that's good.
Different NBA.
Totally different NBA.
Yeah.
Totally different. So there's your numbers.
So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is the danger of paying Jalen Brunson. This is an off-season topic for Jalen's money, but you want to commit $25 million to him as your number 2? I thought the Mavs overachieved without Luka to start off the Utah series. Now, there's no doubt about it. They're a better team than Utah. But what I'm expecting, remember when the Cowboys were watching after San Fran eliminated them, and we're all like, whoa, that's a different level of class, these teams that we're watching play after the Cowboys got put out. Look at what Buffalo did to New England. Look at Buffalo versus Kansas City. Look at the Rams in this run. Like, the Cowboys don't belong on the field with these teams. That's what I'm wondering if the Metroplex is going to think and realize watching Phoenix play. Because there was nothing fluky about Phoenix dominating that game last night.
No, there wasn't. And this game should not have been as close as the final score indicated. I mean, the Mavs did get some points late that Phoenix just didn't look like they cared very much about.
And this is the second round, okay? So after this, Golden State would be waiting. And then the NBA Finals with Milwaukee or Miami or Boston. So just keep all that in mind for a Mavs contender discussion. Luka now has 60 career 40-point playoff games. Tied.
60?
6 career.
Okay.
6 career 40-point playoff games. Tied with Steph and George Gervin for 18th most all-time. He's got more 40-point playoff games than Giannis, Bird, Barkley, Kawhi, Magic, Dame, Karl Malone, Kyrie, Patrick Ewing, Moses, Chris Paul, Nash, David Robinson. It's insane. Like, last night, he was unstoppable. And it felt like the kid going out there to try to prove himself at the Y. You know, I know he's Luka Doncic, but still, it's like Luka versus, a super team by himself. And they just couldn't stop. He's a bad, bad man. But he's got to carry too much on his own. Now, some people will say he's hogging it too much. He's got to share the ball. He's got to make others better. But then there's that balance, that line of how much do you give it up, man? Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan weren't trusting other people a lot. Michael Jordan was not going to trust, Bill Wennington.
No, but, he did at times. And that's what
in a moment. Yeah. And Luka passes, obviously.
Yeah, Luka, he gets enough assists. He obviously passes.
But early on in that game last night, it was Luka. It was Luka getting his and taking on the entire Suns team.
I'm hoping that the kid, obviously, the same thing happened with Jordan with Doug Collins. Jordan was scoring 1 million points a game.
Yeah.
And they get Phil in there, and Phil basically sits and does like, you've got to pass the ball. We cannot go to you and disappear with you. Something's going to have to happen with Luka at some point. Maybe Jason Kidd is that guy because Kidd was a pass-first guy. I'm not saying make Luka pass first, but, Luka's not going to win a title playing this style of basketball where the ball goes to him and it disappears with him. I don't care if he scores 50 a night. You're not going to win titles that way.
Most playoff losses when scoring 40 or more since Luka's first playoffs. Devin Booker, Dame, and Donovan Mitchell have 2 losses when they score 40 or more. Luka's got 4. What does that say? Luka's got 4. He's got double the amount of the next 3 guys on the list.
It probably says, and I have to go look at this. It could say a couple things. It could say, 1, his teammates suck. And that would be, I think, the easy one to guess. Not guess, but that would be the easy road to take. I think it also could say he's very inefficient with the scoring to get 40 points and still lose those games. And maybe there's just extenuating circumstances that go into it. But I don't believe that you can actually win the way they're winning or the way they are trying to win long-term, win titles.
He outscored the rest of the Mavs starters for the second time in his playoff career. Outscored all of them. But it felt like he had to. Well, again, it's that balance. We want you to be Mr. Unselfish, but give up 4 of your shot attempts and you're down 8 more points.
Truckwreck.com text line.
I have no problem with the way that he normally plays. I thought his first game back, he disrupted the offensive flow in the Jazz series. Last night, I was worried about him using up his energy too early. He cannot use that amount of energy throughout this whole series. He'll be gassed. He'll be dead by game 4. He'll be out of it like he was in that Clippers series, and I think he played 42 minutes last night. They got to find a way to get him some breathers, but it felt like he had to be out there in order for them to hang around. I mean, you could have argued, I wasn't mad at Kidd for keeping him in. You could have argued the game was over in the last 3 minutes, but they kept him out there in case something crazy happened, and no, he played 44 minutes.
Yeah.